So, I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago, if you didn't know.
What man? We revoked that passport. I tell you, we revoked. You hear the accent? You hear the accent? Yo, people, this is Brent Balfour on the On The Beat podcast. I have a special person here for watch me. This person, we went way back, way back. Don't worry, I'm still young. She's still young too. You understand? She younger, right. Sherry Thompson, what's up?
What's up?
Right, up in her crib, you understand? Up in her crib.
Up in my town.
Yeah, up in your tongue. So I misbehave when I come in this tongue, right? You understand? This is the tongue where you could misbehave and be normal and so on. So Sherry, tell us more about yourself. Tell us what you are doing, because right now we are in a studio where Sherry does her training and so on. So tell us more about that. Wow.
Okay, so I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago, if you didn't know.
What man? We revoked that passport. I tell you, we revoked. You hear the accent? You hear the accent? We revoke it. You understand? She's not no Trini anymore. Trust me. She eats runny eggs.
Don't grab on running eggs. No, it's the most best thing ever. Anyway. Yes, I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago. I've been in the UK for the last 17 years now, since I've been married. And about, actually, July this year would make it 10 years since I started my business. So,
and what's the name of your business?
So my business is called Safe Hearts Training. Actually, the name was chosen by my daughter, Shania.
Oh.
So she came up with the name when we were brainstorming, and I went with it. And basically, Safe Hearts is a education and training organization for vocational skills. Mm-hmm. And we basically support businesses in their compliance needs, okay, for their staff. But we also work with healthcare providers as well to ensure they're fully compliant for their staff and their compliances. And we work with young people.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, so
now she's talking my language, people.
So we train up young people to get vocational skills that can help them get into work, such as first aid, or if they're going into hospitality, food hygiene, health and safety, fire safety. Customer service has been one of the latest ones we've been delivering, and communication skills as well, just to name a few.
So you see this business, this type of training that young people also can benefit from, not just for their career, but it could be a life skill as well? Absolutely. So a lot of young people usually do the training as another tick in the CV box, I would say. Right.
But they often leave the training saying, oh my God, I've developed so much more skills than I thought I would, so that they can take that back to their community, take that to their, business where they work, share that with their friends as well, and their families.
It's as some young people might think, why should I learn first aid or even the other training courses you have? Mm-hmm. Because how often you have to save a life? You understand? So they might think, I don't need that.
Well, to be honest, you don't have to have training to do first aid.
Right.
But we recognize, and why I started the business in the first place, having worked in the NHS as a healthcare assistant for a number of years, I noticed that a lot of my younger friends who weren't working in the NHS didn't really have any first aid skills with them. Like my husband, for example, he didn't know what to do, and we had a young child in the house. When I mean young, she was about 7-8 years old at the time. It's like, wait a minute. This is not something that families should be going through. Everyone should have this skill. So people often overlook first aid as well. It's not important until something happens, and then it becomes important for them. So for example, a simple thing like choking can happen to anyone at any time at any place. How many times we're eating our food, someone says something and you bust a laugh and you start choking on yourself? What if that What if that was a complete obstruction, choking? Most people will freeze. They wouldn't know what to do. Or sometimes we have bleeds that happen. We cut ourselves all the time. Or more commonly burns.
Burns, yeah.
Okay, now I grew up with my aunts, uncles, grandparents telling us all kind of home remedies we should do for burns.
Yeah.
And I have the scars to prove they do not work. Okay, so it's important for us to learn these skills so that we know the correct thing to do, just so that we can safeguard the person that we're looking after to make sure no other harm come to them, but also for burns particularly, it doesn't become infected, don't end up scarring. Okay, so a lot of things that we do for burns leave scarring, but the simple process by learning first aid, you can mitigate that by ensuring that with the right skills you can provide the right care. Okay, so for me, I love the fact that I'm able to do this, and you know, a lot of people think, well, oh, it's just for you, just first aid trained, but it has so much more.
So much more
to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, on talking on behalf of young people, we would want these type of programs to be available to us, not just in any country, in any town as well, you know. So I'm not just speaking on behalf of Trinidad and Tobago, I'm speaking on behalf of the world, where I think it should be some of these things, especially the simple ones, the simple courses, should be part of the curriculum in secondary schools.
Absolutely. So just recently, about 2 years ago, the British government made first aid mandatory part of the curriculum in Britain.
Wow.
So imagine before that, it wasn't mandatory.
Yeah.
But imagine parents who are having babies, the very first baby, they may go to a birthing class, they may have some first aid training, but not a lot of people pay or able to pay for those birthing classes or get that first aid training. So you have this brand new baby that you're taking home with you, and if something happens, you're in a panic. You do not know what to do unless you're trained to do it. And this is why, yes, first aid should be made part of the curriculum worldwide, because then people already prepared to help. They understand the process of helping someone else and how first aid can actually save lives. But not just first aid, fire safety. Okay, now this is a topic that I haven't really dived into too much in the last, I would say, year and a half, because my granddad died in a fire in Santa Cruz a couple of years ago. So for me, this is a bit raw to talk about fire safety. But how many people actually know what to do if a fire happens or something happens in their home with fire, or how to prevent a fire from happening? Things like having overloaded sockets. You go behind someone's television and you see all those sockets overloaded. That's a fire waiting to happen. Or you see all these paint and chemicals built up in the home or outside the home. That's likely also to cause fire to happen as well. So it's basic courses, but they have a need in every community and society, and every household should know these basics as well.
Okay, so all those who want to learn, raise your hand, please. Raise your hand. So you said you are a Trinidadian, right?
I have been born and bred, and I still hold my Trinidad passport. Thank you very much.
What's through your experiences that you have encountered abroad, right? And what can you advise the young people in Trinidad what's beneficial up here that they can use down there, if you understand what I'm trying to say?
So first it is universal, first of all. Fire safety universal. All of these courses is universal. Now, it is tailored to basic regulation and legislation individual countries will have to ensure that people are, especially in the workplace, are doing things safely to avoid the risk of being sued or anything like that. But you shouldn't be prevented from learning a universal course just because you're worried about things like that. Kids, okay, teenagers, young people, you have a phone in your hand, okay? You can go online and you can look up first aid courses, and there are lots of free first aid courses online. There's lots of videos of trainers demonstrating first aid courses online, including ourselves, that you can actually visit, watch, and actually learn from, okay? You can sign up for a course online, because everything nowadays is online, so even training has become globally more online, okay? But once you want to learn like the hands-on stuff like CPR, or you want to know how to operate a fire extinguisher, or how to do proper moving and handling, things like that, of course, I always recommend that it's done in a classroom. But most of these things can be learned via an online platform.
Right, so students in Trinidad don't have to go abroad.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So in other words, we can tap into that online, and also get through as well. Get through in life.
Yeah, and it's a good thing to have it on your CV as a new young person going into the workplace, because it shows the employers that you taken the initiative to learn about what could potentially happen in the workplace, and you're preparing for that in the event that happen. That also shows the employer, actually, this is someone that I don't need to pay for a first aid course for, or this person could probably act as our fire marshal. And you're more likely to be that cherry picking, okay, because you've got that extra skill. But it's not just for work, it's for everyday life as well. People who come on the courses, I always say to them, go back, share with your family. You have the materials. Once you've learned with us all the resources on the online dashboard that the learners get, you can print those out, share them with your friends, share them with your family. Even if you have a youth group, do some role play in the youth group as well to see actually how much knowledge can we gain here at this time.
Fellow Trini, what would you want to impart or say to the young people in Trinidad?
So for the young people in Trinidad, I would want to say to get engaging in your community, okay? Whether it be the elderly people that you engage with, the younger kids in the community, or your peers of same age as well, professionals, etc. It's important to engage with the community, because then you could learn more skills, develop more knowledge and awareness about what's happening in your community as well. And you can then kind of be of service to that community, okay? Because you can figure out what you see, the young people are going to be the future, aren't they? So we want them to be a positive impact, be positive for service.
But then again, why should we leave our comfort of our homes and our phones to go and talk to people? We done talking to them on online already. You understand? Now I have to go and face these people.
Yeah, the people you're talking to online, are they real people in the first place? That's the question. Okay, and social media has taken away a lot from our communities. Because it engages young people in a way that is not 100% always positive. Okay, young people have more anxiety, trauma from being online than if they were to go and speak to the elderly in the community. If they were to engage in the community, they will be able to figure out, especially, okay, what can I do that can make my community better in the future? They're not going to get that online unless they want to be a TikTok and Instagram influencer. But besides that, it's going out there and learning, because you're living in that place, aren't you? So you want to prepare it for what you would want it to be. And trust me, you are the future. So you're not, as a young person, no one's going to come and do it for you if you don't do it for your community yourself.
That's right. Yeah. And watch me.
It's hard to get young people away from their phones, but we must engage. And not just the young people, but the coaches in communities as well need to engage with their young people, develop skills and programs that can help young people to get out of the house, get out of their bed, come away from their phones. One of the things that I recognize in young people, the lack of communication skills. And we do a lot of role playing when we do training, and it's always shy, and it's always, I don't want to do this because I feel so uncomfortable. And so this is why community programs and getting engaged with the community will help build that confidence, help that communication skills development as well, and bring awareness, and also highlight what that community needs and how that young person or young people can just be of service.
Well said, Gil. Well said. You understand? Because my last month's article, right? I think it was May. Yeah, last month's article talk about community, and we have been witnesses to various communities across the world.
Yeah.
And we know that there are more things that we can do
Absolutely.
in our communities,
Absolutely.
right? As an individual, as a young person, as an old person, middle-aged person, doesn't matter. We can impact each other. And watch me, we come to the end of the podcast, but you understand?
It was lovely being here, and you know, having Brent in the UK, we've had lots of fun. So
Yeah. I wonder when she coming back on.
Well, that might be a surprise.
Yeah.
I'll just show up at your door, you know.
Yeah. We got to get back that Trini accent, girl. You understand? Because right now your passport be home. So people, later, stay tuned to the next episode. Later.
Bye.